Hey guys, Crewman here. And as you know, I'm not really an ASIC guy, and I prefer GPU mining. That's not to say I think all ASICs are bad, and I understand that in most industrial situations, ASICs are much better than GPU mining. But for the average home miner in the USA, most ASICs do not make sense due to high power rates and the high heat generated by the miners, especially in the summer months. But there is one ASIC that does make sense for home miners, in my humble opinion, and I think it is the Jasminer X16Q. Now before I go on, I want to let you guys know that this video has been sponsored by Jingle Miner, who asked me to do a showcase of my Jasminer, which they currently have in stock at Jingleminign.com, which is a reliable supplier of ASICs. I personally have never bought from them, but I do know quite a few people who have bought from them in the past, and I asked them before I started working with them a few months ago, and they said that they didn't have any issues with them. In this sponsored video, I'm going to show you the advantages of the Jasminer, why I think you should buy it, the unit that I own was paid for by me, how easy it is to set up, and why it is one of the few ASICs that is possible to use in your home. Now, if you're like me and you were looking to diversify beyond CPUs and GPUs, an Ethash ASIC like the Jasminer X16Q is where I would go next. So with most ASICs, the problem is that they can only mine one algorithm. They do it really well, but they can only mine one. So if the algorithm, say for example like Caspa, if the network hash rate goes to the moon, then your older ASIC will probably end up not earning as much because the hash rate is high and the profitability goes down, and you may end up with a brick. Well, the good thing about Ethash ASICs is that is not a problem. So if you look over here, you see what the Ethereum hash rate is, and if the Ethereum Classic hash rate is, and if it's too high for you, then you just go to another coin like octa.space. As you can see here, there are quite a few Ethash the Jasminer X16Q can mine. And there's about 3 or 4 that are solidly profitable right now. We have Collexium, Ethereum Classic, octa.space, and of course we have Zilliqa, which mines 1 minute every hour in addition to mining Ethereum Classic, octa.space, Collexium, or whatever you deem that you want to mine. And new Ethash coins come online around every few months. So unlike ASICs on other algorithms, you will have a much larger and much longer profitability window on the Jasminer X16Q. Okay, Crewman, but it's an ASIC and it's loud and it needs 240 volts. And I need to put it in a garage or a shed so I can't hear it in my house. Well, nope, that's not the case. So you can put the Jasminer in any room in your house. You can see right here, it is literally in my garage. Now, this puppy only uses 600 watts on 120 amps, and it has Wi-Fi or Ethernet support, which means you can use this thing as a heater in the winter, and in the summer, like what I'm doing right now, you can shove it in a corner of your garage, and it's super easy to move. I would actually say you could buy like 1 or 2 of these, use them in different rooms as heaters, and then bounce them from the room when the temperature doesn't matter and you don't need heaters anymore, into say like a garage or something in the summer. And my wife actually loves it in the garage because she uses it to dry her clothes in there. So it's a win-win for everybody. And as you miners know, happy wife, happy life, happy mining. So I've told you why I think it's a great home miner, and I've also told you why I think Ethash ASICs are the only ASICs that I would mine with as a home miner. Let me explain to you what this puppy can actually do. So it gets about 1,950 megahash, give or take about 10 watts, which is the equivalent of 32 3070s worth of hash rate. So it's basically a mining farm in a box. In terms of density, you can't really do much better than that. And again, you saw how small it was, which just reinforces my argument about how you really can't beat this thing in terms of density. And I know there are people out there that are going to say, well, I don't feel like going through all the hassle of setting up an ASIC. Well, I'm here to show you how incredibly easy it is to set this ASIC up. Alright, so setting up the Jasminer is super simple. The first thing you have to do is log into your router and look for the device name, Jasminer, ironically, and then you just write down the IP. Step 2, you put your IP into the address bar, and then a prompt for your username and password are going to come up. They are both root. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to change those right away by going to settings, and then you want to scroll down to the admin button, as you can see right there. And then it will tell you to put your current password in, which is root, and then your new password, and confirm the password. And you're going to do that right away to change your password. The next thing you want to do is you want to go down to the settings tab again, and you're going to check the miner box, as you can see right there. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to put your pool URLs. Now, you need to figure out a mining pool that you want to use. I prefer K1 pool, and I'll put a link down below because I think it's a very easy pool to use, and it's very beginner friendly. So essentially what you do is, for example, I'm mining octa.space and ZIL. So on pool 1, I put the octa.space URL, and then I put the worker, which is basically your address and worker name go here. You don't need to put a password. And then you do the same thing for ZIL, address and worker name go here. You have to make a K1 pool account beforehand. You just follow their instructions. I'll put a link down below. It's super simple, guys. And then finally, you scroll down a little bit, and you'll see the advanced. And for the pool protocol, you want to make sure get work is selected. For the coin select, you want to put ETC plus ZIL. Even if you're not mining ETC, you always want to have ETC plus ZIL if you're mining a Ethash coin plus ZIL, and you should always be doing that because it's extra profits. And for work mode, you're going to want to hit performance. And that's it. Once you do that, your Jasminer will be hashing away in no time. Once your miner's hashing, you can just log into the portal at any time, and it'll show you the hash rate, how long it's been up, etc., etc. It's a super easy interface to use, and I couldn't recommend it more. So we've spoken about how awesome this miner is, but is it worth it? Well, you can see right here how much the Jasminer costs, and I think this does not include shipping, but you'll have to message Jingleminign directly, and they will take care of you. Again, their customer service is pretty good, from what I have heard. So, is it worth it? Well, I paid $3,300, including shipping and everything, all in, $3,300 all in December of 2022 for my Jasminer. I received my Jasminer about a month later because I did buy a delayed batch, and I knew that when I was going into it. And I got it right after I got back from CES. So almost to the day 5 months ago in January, like the first or the second week of January. Now I'm going to do a 6-month profitability video in about a month. So stay tuned for that when I'll go in greater detail. Between mining Collexium, octa.space, ZIL, and ETC, I have made precisely $1,500 already. So in 5 months, I have mined, now I have not sold any of this for the record, but I have mined $1,500 of crypto that if I sold today, I would get that much money. So in 5 months, I'm basically like 45% ROI, almost halfway there, which is very, very impressive. And I frankly did not think that I would get this far this fast when I bought it. I bought it as a long-term play that I can use to heat some rooms in my house randomly and make a lot of crypto doing it, and to diversify my farm. Now, the caveat to this obviously is prices could change at any point. The hash rate could spike, any of that. So will I keep this pace up? I have no idea, but so far, so good. And the next thing you need to also know as well is mining ZIL will be going away sometime this year. And out of that $1,500, almost $400 of that is ZIL. So you do need to take that into consideration as well. But all things said, and again, this video is sponsored by Jingleminign, so make sure if you want one of these, you go pick it up from them. I do think that this is worth buying, and it is a good diversification for your farm, and I think it's a safe buy. So thank you guys again for watching this showcase video sponsored by Jingleminign. Please like and subscribe for more CPU, GPU, and the occasional ASIC video. And remember, I did buy my first Jasminer myself. So this video is sponsored, but I did pay for the first one myself. And again, I think it is a great product. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Recruitman out.